Shalom, everybody. Betty Erica, aka Lady Smooth, daughter of the Most High Ministries. This is part 2 to my video that I just posted about the agenda to stop the Hebrew Israelites bloodline for Yah's name's sake, for Yesiah's name sake. Okay, the agenda. Okay, and I want to continue and finish what I was saying from my last video. Now, in some cases, the Most High will make a certain accommodation, right? And this is very rare. He chooses whatever and whoever he chooses, right? Okay, so this is not for everybody. This is for whoever he chooses and the reason why he done this, okay? Now, we know that Ruth married Boaz, right? Ruth was a Moabite. Boaz is a Hebrew, okay? Now, why was Ruth an exception to the occasion to be able to marry Boaz? Now, this is the reason. Ruth stamped her covenant. She made her covenant with Naomi. She said, "Wherever you go, I will go. Your God will be my God. My people will be your people." Okay? She did that. Who else has done this? The Queen of Sheba, okay? The Ethiopian Queen of Sheba. She said, your God will be over my nation. The God of King David, the God of your father Solomon will be over my nation. And guess what? The Most High blessed the Queen of Sheba more than Solomon's bloodline, because the Queen of Sheba and Ethiopia is still an independent country to this day. We're the ones that's in captivity. Okay? Look how he do things. This woman took our God back to her nation. And still to this day, even the Apocrypha, the Apocrypha does not belong to the Catholic Church. It belongs to the Ethiopians. Okay? Because the Ethiopians written down everything the Hebrews have done. They observed. They were intertwined. They are cousins. Okay? The Cushites. Okay? The Cushites. Okay, so the Queen of Sheba, that's the reason why the Ethiopians, they have their own culture still to this day. They have their own food, their own culture, their own language, their own tongue, their own unity. They're not outside all over the place. It's only the Hebrews because we are in Babylon. We are in Babylon. Okay, so let me just continue to say this. Just like the young lady that commented on my channel, bless you, sister, by the way. I respond to her in the way that the Most High makes accommodation, like he said with Ruth. Ruth made her covenant, and she said, "Your people will be my people. Your God will be my God. Where you go, I will go." Okay, to Naomi. Her sister went the other way. Her sister went back to her foreign gods. You see the difference here? You see the difference? The sister went, but Ruth stayed. Okay, so there is a certain reason for that. Now, just like my son-in-law, he didn't take my daughter away. He didn't say, "I'm not going to participate in any of this." No, when they go out, because my daughter's cousin dad is very famous. However, when they go out or wherever they go, and I pray over them, I anoint their heads with oil before they go to concerts, before whatever they do. And we pray together and we take Holy Communion together. And he wants to know the Most High's prayer. So he won't feel left out when we're saying the Lord's Prayer, Psalms 100. Okay, so now that's the difference, okay? Now, moving right along. Let me go to, I want you guys, let me just break this down for a second here. Okay, I have here, the devil knows the Hebrew bloodline, and he knows how to upset the Most High because of us going after the other nations and doing all these things after the other nations, okay? I'm sorry. Let me just drink a little bit of my tea before it gets cold. One moment, guys. Now, this is the examples that he has given me. And so there is another reason why he says this. And you can also read it here. Well, let me just show you guys an example first of all. The woolly hair people in our DNA, okay? Now you see you have the Egyptians, the Hebrews, the Persians, the Nubians. What is the Nubians? Oh, the Midian and the Nubians. They all have woolly type of hair, right? But our hair is a different type of woolly hair. It is sheep's wool, okay? The Hebrew hair is a sheep's wool. We have a certain type of DNA. Now, Satan don't want this. This is one thing Satan does not want. He doesn't want this. This is how we used to be, okay? Before the drugs that came on the scene in the 70s, this is how our women used to dress. This is how we used to be with our men. They don't want that. Satan don't want that. He doesn't want this royalty, okay? He doesn't want this. Do you think you honestly stand out when you're with those others? No, you're more powerful together when it comes to this. You know, a brother, he was really checking some people because I remember he made a comment and he said, I won't date outside my race. And I guess a lot of palm-colored women came for him and was like, well, you say that very boldly, but the basketball people in sports say differently, and most of their wives are, white and this and that. And he said, well, I'm clearly you don't know basketball because most of the men actually, a lot of men that I know of that play basketball, they're actually married to black women. They just don't show it. Okay. So that's the vanity. And this is another reason why the Most High says, they are accounted as nothing. This is Isaiah. Read this for yourself. Isaiah chapter 40, verse 17. Okay. It says the nations of the world are worth as nothing to him but vain. And in Isaiah, it says all nations before him are as nothing, and they are continued to him less than nothing and vanity. The vanity of it all is very vain, it's very vain. And so they don't want that. They don't want this, what I showed you guys. So when I see these commercials and these advertisements, something in my spirit just is irritated with the Holy Spirit because I know what Satan is trying to do. He's trying to cut off the Hebrew bloodline. Okay? He's trying to cut off the Hebrew bloodline and the power within it. Okay? Now, when I say the example of Ruth and Boaz, that example is for the other nations to cleave to the Most High. Not to us, to the Most High. Okay? If you serve the Most High and love his people, you will be an inherit into the second Exodus. You'll be able to come into the second Exodus. You'll be able to come into the kingdom. But if you hate him and hate his people, you'll be left out. However, it does not mean to mix with us. You and your Caucasian husband can come alone and be together and be joined to us as sisters and brothers. Get it? Because our bloodline is not to be mixed with yours. And the Jewish knows this. The Revelation 3:9-ish people know this. They don't date outside because theirs is a wicked bloodline. Theirs is a bloodline dedicated to the enemy. Okay? And the reason why I'm not saying that all Ish people, now, if your blood can be made pure if you cleave to Christ, I believe so. I believe so. However, it's very rare that any of them do. I spoke and worked for a lot of them. The name of Christ irritates them. It irritates them. And it's something within them. It's something within their blood. So just saying, they could be the nicest person ever. Yeah, they got money. Yeah, they give you money or borrow money or whatever because they don't like when you don't pay them back. Anyways, yeah. But guess what? Christ is not mentioned in their household. And there's something about that. And they do not marry outside. Okay? It's only the other people who marry outside, whoever do what they want to do. Now, it also says this. Okay, this is just to prove my point. Psalms 53 verse 3 says, the wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. These are these specific people. The Ish, Esau's people, okay? Edomites. Now, I'm not talking about all palm colored people because like I said before, you can cleave to Yasharel in the Most High. Wherever you go, I will go. Your people will be my people, yes, and you will be grafted in as brothers and sisters. However, if you have a wicked, corrupted bloodline, the Most High said it. This is what he said. Okay? Satan don't want this. He does not want this. Look at these beautiful people. I saw a couple get married, and she's very light complected, but you could tell she's black. However, he knew his wife. They blindfolded him, and he loved his wife so much, and he knew his wife by just touching her hand. And all the other women lined up, and they tested him to see if it was his wife's hand. He was touching their hand. He said no. And touching the next lady's hand, no. And then he touched the next lady's hand. He said no. And then when he felt his wife's hand, he said yes. And then he took off his blindfold, and it was his wife. How beautiful is that? How beautiful is that? I've heard some stories from Nigeria and some Cameroonian people that said that they will cover the people or cover the man and let him only see the foot of the women to see if he can determine his wife's feet. Ain't that interesting? Like they will just stand barefooted, all the women lined up, like 10 of them, and he has to point out which one of his of the feet belongs to his wife. I thought that was very beautiful. Okay. Now, moving right along, I have Solomon. Let me read Samuel. What is it? It's is it First Samuel? Wait a minute. Wait a minute, guys. Bear with me. Okay, it's actually First Kings, chapter 11, 1 through 3. Okay, but King Solomon loved many strange women, and mine say for his name to say Shalomah. Shalomah. Okay, so I guess that's his real name, Shalomah. Remember the M-A-H. It's always an H when it comes to the Most High. 1 second, guys. Okay. And it says, but King Solomon loved many strange women, together with the daughter of Pharaoh, which is a Hamite, and women, a Hamite is black. Women of Moab, Ammonim, Edom, okay, Tisidonium, and Shittaim, of the nations concerning which Yahuwah Okay, Ahiah said unto the children of Yasharel, ye shall not go into them, neither, that means do not sleep with them. Going into means not to sleep. Neither shall they come unto you, for surely they will turn away your heart after their God, their Elohim, little Elohim. Solomon cleaved unto these in love, and he had 700 women, princesses, and 300 concubines, and his women turned away his heart. So there you have it. These people will turn your heart away, okay, because they don't know him. They don't know the Most High. You know the Most High. They don't. It's strange to him. That's why he says strange multiple times. Strange women, strange flesh. Okay? Let me read Malachi. Let me read Malachi chapter 2, verse 10 through 2, okay? And yeah, Malachi chapter 2. I did read Psalms 147 already. Yeah, I did that. I believe that. I read that. Okay, Malachi chapter 2, verse 10 through 12. Have we not all one Father? Has not one El created us? Why do we deal treacherously, every man against his brother, by profaning the covenant of our fathers? Judah has dwelt treacherously, and an abomination is committed in Yasharel, and is Jerusalem, for Judah, which mine says Yehuda, has profaned the holiness of Ahiah, which he loved, and has married the daughters of strange gods. Yahuwah will cut off the men that does this, the master and the scholar, out of the tabernacles of Jacob, and him that offers an offering unto Yahuwah Tesavah. So in other words, if you're a scholar, which is another scribe, if you're a priest, all of you guys was cut off back then, because the Most High was weeding out those tares before Christ, before Yesiah the Christ came through the bloodline. So it could be a pure bloodline. He's cut everybody off. He's cut it off. Strange people in Judah, okay? So he said, out of the tabernacles of Jacob will he cut off. He says it over and over again. This is a commandment. And this is one of the reasons why our ancestors went into slavery. Continuously going after all the other nations. You see all the filth that they're putting out on Facebook, all of our men's getting buck-backed and loving it. And now they fed that demonic lust so deeply that they can't even contain it. Their spirit is not strong in the spiritual realm. Their flesh is stronger, and all that they're doing is stamping their death to hell. It's going to lead you to hell. The filth. Satan wants abortions. Satan wants gay sex and marriage and lust. Satan wants us to date outside of our bloodline, to corrupt Judah, to corrupt the 12 tribes, to corrupt Benjamin, Levite, Gad, Jasher, Simeon, all of these tribes, all of these 12, this is just to name a few, Ephraim, Manasseh. He wants to corrupt all of us. But you have to stay strong in the spirit and in the heart. Let me read. Okay, let me read a little bit more of Ezekiel. Matter of fact, let me read a little bit more of Ezekiel, and then I will tell you guys to find these scriptures, just in case you're wondering where they are because people don't take this serious, but it is a commandment. Which one did I say I was going to read? Oh, Ezra. Okay. Ezra again. I already read Ezra chapter 10, verse 10 through 11. Now I'm going to read chapter 9, 1 through 2, and chapter 10, 2 through 3. Okay, 9, 1 through 2, and chapter 10, 9, 1 through 2. Let me see. Ezekiel chapter 9. Sorry, guys. Was it Ezra or Ezekiel? Was it Ezra? Come on now. Yes, it's Ezra. Okay. Real quickly, guys. Now when these things were done, the princes came to me saying, the people of Yasharel and the priest and the Levite have not separate themselves from the people of the lands, doing according to their abominations, even to the Canaan and the Canaanites, I guess, and the Shittim and the Persians. And it says Persians in here. And it says, I can't pronounce all these words because they're kind of Hebrew. The Ammonites, the Moabites, and the Egyptians, and the Amorites. And they have taken of their daughters for themselves and for their sons, so that the holy seed, you get that? The holy seed have mingled themselves. The holy seed have mingled themselves with the people of those lands. Yea, the hand of the princes and rulers have been chief in this transgressions. Okay. And the Most High was angry. Okay. So I'm going to stop there. Guys, if you want to know these verses now, Ezra should be, I don't know if it's in the regular book, but you can most likely Google this. Whatever you don't have that's in my book, you can Google it, okay? But get you a Sefer. Get you a Sefer. It'll do you good. So if you want to find this, read Ezra chapter 9, verse 1 through 2, Ezra chapter 10, verse 2 through 3, or Ezra chapter 10, verse 10 through 11, okay? And also read 1 Kings chapter 11, verse 1 through 3, Joshua chapter 23, verse 7, Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 1 through 4, 1 Corinthians chapter 7, verse 15 through 16, Exodus chapter 34, verse 11 through 17, Malachi chapter 2, verse 10 through 12, Psalms 147, chapter 19 through 20, okay? And I give you guys all of this as your scribe, so you understand. They discouraged this man. Hey, when he asked that, AI could have easily gave him his original wife. Why, when he asked this question, they show him another woman? When he asks, okay, you can also read it for yourself. He asked ChatGPT who would be a great match for him. And then they showed him this lady. But this is his real wife and child. Okay? This beautiful black lady with his child. Okay? So they didn't show that. They showed a carbon copy because these women look the same. They look the same. It's just the fact that she's light and she's dark. Look at that. They smart. Look at that. Very smart. And people were like, you play too much. So I'm just showing you guys the agenda. Be focused. Stay with your royal kingdom spouse and your royal kingdom lady, your queen, fellas. Stay with your queen. And women, stay with your king, because they don't want this. And they don't want this. But the Most High bloodline shall move on, okay? And with that being said, we pray Psalms 91 on this channel. And I hope you guys enjoyed this lesson. Have a wonderful day. I love you guys, and I will see you in the next message. Shalom.